Welcome to 10 Things We Love, and we are talking about the spooky kid himself, Marilyn Manson. I think we mentioned in the Slipknot one that we were going to do Manson, but no, we talked about it afterwards.
The
camera was rolling.
Like, who do we do next?
Yes, it is Marilyn Manson, a legend within the rock and metal scene, and of course he was eventually going to get the love and hate treatment, but here we are, starting with the love. 10 Things We Love about Marilyn Manson. Easier than I thought.
Oh yeah, the love one definitely. I was surprised how easy it was, to be honest.
Particularly as I don't consider myself a fan nowadays.
No, do you know what? I genuinely, when I started writing these, I honestly believed I would have more hates than loves, and I'd struggle on the love, but it's been the complete opposite.
Which is good. Which is
nice.
I
think it's a nod to our mentality in that maybe we do appreciate rebellious, anti kind of
establishment,
behaviour more than you think. You know, so when I'm looking at all the bad things he's done, I'm thinking, yeah, but that's cool.
Yeah. We're always just shaking our fists at those goddamn Manson, you know? Right, well, I'll kick it off then, because it's a personal one, but one of the things I love is that the man's music is actually quite integral with my interest in rock and metal. The very first record I bought in this country, when I came to this country, was Smells Like Children. And Mechanical Animals probably got, of all Manson albums, probably got the most plays because you had the damn record. You had Mechanical Animals at home when we lived together, whereas I don't think you had like Antichrist Superstar.
No, I had it as well. But it was like 3 years old by then, so I didn't really play it as much.
Mechanical Animals probably as well because it was lighter on the metal side of things had a lot of appeal to me. But yeah, the fact that I can still remember the very first what I thought was an album, it's actually an EP. And single I bought in this country, and it always Smells Like Children, and I couldn't make heads or tail of that fucking release anyway, you know. I was just like, oh my god, there's a song called Rock and Roll, I'm not going to say it, but you know, derogatory term, and stuff like that, and I was like, oh my god, it's got so weird and shocking and stuff like that. I had no fucking clue what I was looking at there. I had no clue. I don't even really like it. I don't really fucking like it. I just thought it was cool, but I think it was probably because it was cheap, and it was probably cheap because it was fucking EP, you know. So there was that, you know. But yeah, just really, really integral part of my sort of changing tastes and getting into the different. And there's this weird and shocking guy, and didn't know much about him. There was no real internet in that sense. So like for me, I hold Manson in a higher regard, at least those days, for the integral, gaining my interest, as it probably did so many fucking people who saw an image or heard a sound and went, what the fuck?
Yeah, what's going on there?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, okay. I don't think there'll be too much crossover in this one.
No.
I'll go for a nice, straightforward, easy one to start with. When Manson is healthy and fired up, his voice is fucking fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
And truly unique, with amazing range, tones, and it's got like attitude in it. But it is a rock voice.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But he's just got an amazing voice when he's on form.
Oh, yeah.
He can sound shit sometimes, but he's, you know, for the most part, when you hear him on record, he's on fire. Like, you know, I think he's one of the most unique voices out in modern rock. Yeah, well, not even modern rock, but in rock generally.
Absolutely. One of my favourite things is when he takes it a little bit down, and like I'll think of things like Dope Shop, where all stars. When he takes like a little bit of croak on it as well, I really love that. But then he can go like Nobody's the chorus. We are not, you know, really high, like he is an incredible vocalist.
He mixes shit up a lot, man. Like, you know, sort of whispered vocals on Beautiful People. Yeah. And then goes up from that into a screaming kind of thing, and he's got an amazing range. You know, a lot of people talk about Manson, and it's always about the things he does. But actually, strip it back to can he as a frontman sing? Yep. Fuck yeah. Yes, he can sing. Can he write material? Can he produce? And can he do this? Has he got talent? Fucking, of course he has.
Absolutely. You know? Yeah, I mean, well, I haven't got that one. I'll tie into this next one. Unstoppable albums for a while. We've done this for a few, and it kind of applies to Manson as well. Antichrist Superstar, Mechanical Animals, and Hollywood in the Shadow of the Valley of Death. A trio of pretty unstoppable albums. 3 very strong, different albums, and that are arguably his best work. Yeah, that's it.
I'm not going to say too much on that one, purely because I'm going to touch on that one in the hate.
Okay. Oh, what the fuck?
Controversy.
Yeah, already. Okay.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you might have something like this in your one, but basically, we talk about being young, and you tended to gravitate, not you personally, but we tend to gravitate towards the things that, you know, kind of scare your parents.
Yep.
You know, and I guess Manson was the king of that. He had pretty much every church, adult, and politician on edge at least once in his career.
Yep.
You know, the world was fucking scared of Marilyn Manson. And parents, like, you know, we say, oh, parents were scared of people listening to Slipknot. Not like they were people listening to Manson. This was a different fear. You know, Manson was, and many, even probably still is today, the devil.
Yep.
A version of the devil. He was going to rape your children and destroy their souls. You know, and they had to save your children from Marilyn Manson. It's unreal.
Mr. Manson, may I call you Mr. Manson?
You sure?
From Seconds magazine, you're quoted as saying, you have to take responsibility. You reap what you sow, and you have to clean up after yourself. I'm sick of people always trying to blame movies, bands, songs, or talk shows for whatever. Teen suicides, drug overdoses, everything else. If someone's stupid enough to kill themselves because of a song, then that's exactly what they deserve. They weren't contributing anything to society. It's one less effing idiot in the world. There's too many people. If more people killed themselves over music, it wouldn't disappoint me. It would disappoint me in that it's sad that people are that stupid.
Exactly.
I want to know why it is that all of you seem to have satanic signs all over you, and what is it that does this music cause you to do what you do?
Yeah, I had Parrot
love
Warrior.
him for that, don't you? You know what I mean? We love him for that because that's what you do. You gravitate towards those guys.
Yeah.
You go, do you know what? Yeah, because you're rebelling.
Yeah.
You rebel by gravitating to the most rebellious, and the more people hate on him, the more you want to side with him.
It's exactly that. I put Parrot Warrior, so the same thing. And it's that. I had to sort of stop myself, and when I was writing this, and because of kind of like how it's more of a cliche now, and it's certainly not shocking and stuff, and I go, man, remember and think and read the controversies or things and so on. It was like, yeah, this guy worried and upset people by just basically doing little, really, just himself, but like being, it was shows. It wasn't like he was going out in the street and exposing himself to fucking kids on the public and stuff like that. No. It was just the image.
The image, and you know, he milked it a bit.
Oh, of course.
You know, there was like in interviews and stuff like that, he would say things which I you never know how much they meant it or how much he was milking it.
Of course, playing the character.
Yeah.
That disappoints me. I think parents should know what their kids are doing. I think parents should raise their kids better, or someone like Marilyn Manson's going to.
Sure. But yeah, I had that one too. You can go again then.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm not going to get too deep on any of this sort of stuff, right? But you kind of read it up on him, and like on his own official stuff, they basically was this statement where it's like a biography of him, and there's a little paragraph in there which I just loved. So I was like, I'm just going to take the whole paragraph.
Yeah, go on.
Which basically, he went to a Christian school where they ran religion down his throat and showed him heavy metal albums by way of what not to listen to, as it will turn you to the devil.
Although that fucking stupid, wasn't it?
Like often happens, this only encouraged him turning him towards rebellion and heavy metal, and more against the church.
Yep.
The church then actively protested him for decades without realising that they actually formed this apparent monster themselves by forcing their own personal agendas on him. And I just love the statement. I love that as a paragraph. I mean, that's like, there's a lot you could pull apart in that. Do you know what I mean? You could do an episode on that fucking statement at all. But the idea that they tried to force their agendas on you, which then, like, natural, I think all people do, not just Marilyn Manson, you tend to push back against that, especially at a younger age. And you become the opposite of what they're trying to force on you, and then they protest you for it.
It's like dumb move ever. It's the most basic parenting thing, which is basically you tell your teenager you will not have this, see this, or hear this. They're gonna want to fucking hear it. It's happening everything. Look at horror. Go to the Video Nasty scale of the 80s. The government telling you that these list of movies were banned, were too horrific for you to see. What did they become? Infamous.
Everyone seeks them out, don't they?
Exactly, even though most of them were shit. And it's exactly that. It's fucking true.
But what happened to him as well, not only did that happen, but then it's like the Video Nasty makers then coming out and protesting you for watching it.
Oh my God. You know? We created you and we're angry about that, but we don't acknowledge that creation.
We're going to put it on when it must be the devil.
Yes. Fucking brilliant. Right, my next one is musically. Manson, he's reinvented himself many times. We're not just talking image-wise, we're talking musically. And he kind of never knew, at least up to a point, never kind of knew what you were going to next Manson reckon would be. From Marilyn Manson and the Spooky Kids to then what we got with Antichrist Superstar, which, you know, the whole imagery and Fallen Angel and stuff like that, to Mechanical Animals, the creation of Omega, the character, and then to Hollywood, which had a bit more gloss and obviously was based a lot more in the ills of the world compared to, say, the ills of religion. And then, you know, Golden Age of Grotesque, even Eat Me, Drink Me and stuff like that. He reinvented himself musically. I think less now. I think he's more sticking to one particular thing. Yeah. But that was the 90s, early noughties, 2000 for Hollywood. Yeah, it was always a, what's Manson going to do next? Yeah. Musically.
Yeah. What should I go for? Decisions. I'll go for a nice easy one. I love Manson when he slows down and dark.
Yeah.
Specifically, I pulled a few songs out. Tourniquet.
Yeah.
Coma White.
Yeah.
And even his cover of Sweet Dreams, The Nobodies. That sort of Manson for me. That's him at his best. Like thought-provoking, like deep songs, away from the drugs don't work, and you know, a little bit more cheesy. You know, that same album on Mechanical Albums, you have songs like The Drugs Don't Work. Yeah. And then you end with Coma White, which is a fucking amazing song.
Yeah, Coma White's fantastic.
One of probably my favourite Manson song overall. Actually, Coma White. But yeah, just. It shows his versatility, shows his ability, and that it's not all just the shock. Because actually, when he wants to knuckle down, the guy can write some proper serious music that's really, really deep. Good lyrics, all about drugs and stuff again, and addiction and that, wasn't it?
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to go to my list rather than trying to tie into yours one each time, because I was like, I've got something similar but not quite. Upsetting Walmart, Kmart and Target with the cover of Mechanical Animals. Every fucking time you upset those idiots, those damn massive corporations are like, I'm not stuck in your album because that cover's offensive. You're doing a good thing on my book. Because of course, nowadays, you can buy that shit happily in there. Yeah. So they got over themselves, didn't they? When they realised, oh shit, this thing is selling like hotcakes. We really need to get on this. Yeah. But yeah, anytime you upset Walmart, it's like, you know, over here, if I found out, if I found out like Theresa May was angry about, say, the Antichrist, Theresa May and Walmart. You know, well, I'm trying to think of someone that I would consider a stick up their arse. Right, you know, Jacob Rees-Mogg. If you're American and going, who the fuck's that? Picture he would be a Republican, wouldn't he, in America? Yeah. Picture someone like that, but like the epitome of what we call a Tory over here.
Yeah, he's not in power. But he just keeps popping up in the news with a little whiny voice comment every now and then. And everyone's like, will you shut the fuck up? You're nobody.
Yeah, so like he's the kind of guy that would hate. That's what if you can upset someone like that, cool. You're doing good in my book. And the idea of like upsetting Walmart, and I don't know what big corporation we have in regards to in our country like that.
Well, Asda would be the obvious one because that's Walmart own Asda.
Yeah, but they're our supermarkets and all that. They're your buddies. It's like banks, isn't it? They're like, hey friends, we're gonna give you a loan.
British supermarkets are lovely.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? It's like, come in, stay for a while, that kind of
banks.
shit.
Barclays Bank.
Barclays, great.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
But somebody in the news, Barclays are furious with Brendan. I'd just be like, yes,
you're doing something right. Yeah. Brilliant.
And if it was like, because he robbed us last night and now we know where he is, then you'd be like, oh.
Kind of saw that one coming, yeah. Yeah, I love it.
It's slightly odd at the beginning, but this does make sense at the end. I quite love him because of the atrocities that people try and blame on him, like the Columbine thing. I think basically it comes because we know it's mental to think that, you know, they're just caused by Manson and they're not exclusively the perpetrators. But it's more in that I've read a lot of stuff that he said about it all, and he's always amazingly dignified. About his responses are dignified and respectful. But I guess as well, because we know how ridiculous it is, it just makes you want to it makes you want to side with him more. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I want to stand by his side and be like, do you know what? They're all idiots.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm going to call him Marilyn. Brian.
I call him Brian.
No, but you know, no, it is that, isn't it? You know, he's basically in those instances where everyone points the finger and goes, it's because of your music. He's an innocent victim, and like you want to do sometimes, you want to say, actually, I'm on your side. Yeah. You know.
It's interesting the way you worded that, dignified. I have a similar thing. And I used another word, but it's basically the same thing. I put his response to being dragged into the Columbine massacre conversation. He handled it with class. And you said dignified, and I actually like dignified better than my word of class, but that's exactly what.
The same ballpark, aren't we? So
it's the response of how he handled it. He could have just said that's fucking bullshit. He could have sworn, shouted, and screamed. He didn't.
We know what the guy image-wise was like, and he could have used it as an opportunity to make himself the Antichrist again and whatever. Do you know what I mean? But he didn't. He's emotionally intelligent enough to know that this is a fucked up situation.
Yeah.
You know.
And obviously, there's an infamous quote from Bowling for Columbine, and where he was asked, and I may not be getting the exact words right, but it's something on the lines of he was asked, what would he say to the kids who obviously committed that atrocity, and he said he wouldn't say anything, he'd listen because nobody did. And shit like that makes you go, ah. And it was a new side as well for all of us, and he had to, I suppose, approach it this way, but it's a new side to us where we were like, Manson was Manson. It was like, and it's right. It made you care for him that little bit more side of him, as you say.
Definitely, absolutely.
If you were to talk directly to the kids at Columbine or the people in that community, what would you say to them if they were here right now?
I wouldn't say a single word to them. I would listen to what they have to say, and that's what no one did.
All right, I'm going to carry that one on then as the positivity is rolling.
Yep.
So one of the things I learned is that Marilyn Manson does a lot of charity work. A lot of charity work, including one that really took me by surprise, the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Oh, yeah, I read about this.
Yeah, but as well as that, Oxfam's 2013 Rumble in a Jumble event where he raised money to aid victims of domestic and sexual abuse in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. He works with Music for Life and Little Kids Rock, which enables access to musical instruments and education to children of low-income families. He's also worked with Project Nightlight, a group that encourages children and teenagers to speak out against physical and sexual abuse. Basically, surprised as we often are when we find these things out, Manson is involved in a lot of charities.
Yeah.
And it's great.
And you never hear the Catholic Church mention that.
No, funny that, devil, right? The fact that he's granting Make-A-Wishes, which Can
I go super controversial?
Go on.
Yeah, okay. So while he's out helping abused children, the Catholic Church are in their cellars abusing them. It's like a little factory line, isn't it?
It's cool. I'm pretty sure
they call him the devil.
If you're a hardcore Christian, you're probably not watching this video anyway.
No. The minute you saw it's called 10 Things We Love About Marilyn Manson, they were like, off.
They're gonna, oh my god, we're gonna get so many hits on the hate.
That's alright. Anything, just hit one of the fucking buttons.
Yeah. Brilliant.
I like his name.
Okay, the combo.
Yeah, so it's the what would to some people would be deemed the best of America and the worst of America. So with Marilyn Monroe and Charles Manson.
Yeah.
You're not going to help us understand the...
Oh, you want to understand where the name came from? I've always watched talk shows. I haven't got to watch yours very often, though. I watch more of the trashier ones, but I found that Marilyn Monroe and Charles Manson, about 5 years ago, when I thought of this, were the two most memorable people from the 60s. I thought it was interesting that things like talk shows put them on the same kind of celebrity status.
And I'm not going to try and do them now because all the band members that have ever been in the band have had to do the same. So like
Twiggy Ramirez, yeah,
and they're all someone
John Five,
someone Ted Bundy.
That's right.
But they're basically so it's like a hallowed superstar on one side and then a devilish murderer or something like that on the other side.
It's clever.
And he combines that to be actually what we all are, or we are both of them things.
Yep.
And actually, I only really I knew that all along. It's not like I only just realised it.
Yeah.
But it was only because of actually a Metal to the Massive Essex Bloodstock band who do the same thing. And when we interviewed them, Audrey Ripper.
That's right, yeah.
They did it, but they did Audrey Hepburn and Jack the Ripper.
Jack the Ripper, yeah.
And it kind of reminded me about Manson and the fact they've been doing that for forever. Really.
Yeah, we just know it. Yeah. Just don't really think about it.
But it's pretty cool. It's a cool idea.
Yeah. Well, you kind of touched upon this, but I'm going to go a bit further into it in regards to iconic songs. Manson has created not one or two iconic songs, fucking loads. Like loads of songs that have got massive MTV play that you hear now you'd instantly recognise. The Beautiful People, I Don't Like the Drugs, The Nobodies, The Dope Show, Mob Scene, Disposable Teens. Like already, I imagine you're hearing these titles and you're singing the choruses already.
Yes, God damn you.
Yeah, already. And these are some iconic. And these are his big hitters. Ignoring the ones that you might have personal favourites, as you say, Cobra White and stuff like that. And we're going to get to my one at the end. It's one that I really want to highlight. But yeah, these are just fuck me, that's a long list. And not even, again, including the covers.
Yeah.
The Sweet Dreams, Tainted Love, and things like that. The dude has had huge success when it comes to individual songs, perhaps compared to, say, overall album sales.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I've got one that kind of ties into Tainted Love, but I'm going to come back to that. I'm going to go for... Where is it? I've lost it. I have to read it a minute ago. Okay, let's go for... After all... most recent is our album. It's called Heaven Upside Down.
Yep.
Less than a year old, I believe. Yeah. I really, really love the fact that after all of this time, he managed to kind of have that passion to put out what I think is one of his best albums overall. At least in the last sort of 10 years. Right? The main reason was because all I hear of Marilyn Manson in the last 10 years is about his weak albums.
Yeah.
Right? His problems at shows. You know, his problems with his marriage, his problems, and that's all you hear. And when you hear he's bringing another album out, I just remember in the run up to that, and actually while listening to it ready for review, just thinking, you know, has he still got it? Like, is he going to be able to pull anything out? Because apparently he's just shit now, you know. And it was amazing. It was a fucking brilliant album, and it was just cool. It was just really cool to see that. You know, for any metal fan, any metal band, any metal member, but you know, they come out, they're really, really great. They have a lull, and then they come back.
Yeah.
And that's cool. I love that. That, you know, after all this time, he doesn't need to be releasing albums anymore.
No.
But he's still got the fire and passion, and not just to release an album, but to knuckle down and go, do you know what? I'm going to make one of the best in my career. Which is cool.
It made me cry, man. That's lovely. Yeah, it's really, really good. Yeah, I mean, I think it's
Go
a good...
M.
Yeah, stop doing that. Because you can't even do Go MM, because then it's like, yeah.
It's so stupid, doesn't it?
A bit of a silly one. He's an alright actor, as it turns out. Kind of thing, like now when I see his name attached to certain things, I'm like, oh, cool. Rather than, oh, God, what the fuck is he doing in a show?
Yeah.
And I haven't seen many of his movies, but I have seen him in a specific role that I was like, shit, he did that well. Sons of Anarchy.
Oh, we have a crossover.
Ah, you got it as well. Oh, my goodness. I'm surprised, actually. Yeah, so Manson turns out he can actually act.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm a big Sons of Anarchy fan. And when he popped up in that, I was the same. I was like, oh, God, how's this going to go? And he basically plays a guy called Ron Tully.
White supremacist, right?
Yeah, part of the Aryan Brotherhood.
Yeah.
And, not only was it a great character, because it is a great fucking character in it, but he acts it really, really well.
So we good? I might need a few things from you in the future. Yeah, for now we're good.
And it's as controversial a character as it can be for him. And I think I wrote down one of the examples of that, which is absolutely nuts, but it's great in the show. Like when he rapes one of the main characters and then sits down on the bed and reads him Emily Bronte. And you're just like, yeah, it's Marilyn Manson. Like, has he been typecast already based on his music? Like, I want to bring you in. All you got to do is rape someone and read.
We'll do it.
Yeah, okay.
That's good. That's good. I got one more.
Yep. I've got two more.
All right, go.
Okay. I respect a lot of what he does, which is off camera, but not the charity stuff. But little things that I didn't always know all of this.
Yeah.
But in reading up on him a bit, the reason he wore two mismatched contact lenses.
Oh, okay, David Bowie.
Yeah. So I didn't know that because David Bowie apparently had something that meant he had different sized pupils.
That's right. Yeah.
Little thing like when he wrote "fuck" across his face and marker. When he was out and about.
That's right, to keep
the paparazzi, not so they wouldn't take pictures of him, but so they couldn't sell them for profit.
That's right, yeah.
Afterwards.
Oh, yeah,
you know, it's just little things like that, and I think that's cool as fuck, man.
Yeah.
You know?
That is cool. It seems like just being Marilyn Manson, but there's that point
behind... look, Marilyn Manson wrote fucking his face, but it's actually, no, there was a reason to that.
Yeah, and I think I'd say to a lot of what he did, other than perhaps stage show, there was always a reason, you know. If he was church baying, it's because he held bitterness or anger towards the church and so on. Yeah, that's cool as fuck. All right, my last one, it's a song, and it's specific, and I kind of hope someone's going to watch this and go, yeah, you're fucking right. So you touched upon your personal favourites, and you touched upon certain things about how the best songs are more soulful. Some of mine are the ones where he's more emotional. The very end of Antichrist Superstar is a song, a very long song. It got its own video, it did, which was him being led through the desert to be stoned and stuff like that. It's called Man That You Fear. And I didn't hear this song. For some reason, I guess I didn't listen. I think Antichrist Superstar was too long. So I never got to this song for a long, long time. And then I heard this incredibly gothic tone, soft playing, really emotionally, and it gets really fucking crazy near the end. Not fast or heavy, just crazy. And I love this song. I still cite it now as my favourite Marilyn Manson song. I'd also say it's one, please check out the video. The video is so... dark, but so cleverly done. Yeah, Man That You Fear. I love that song so much. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
My last one then.
Yes.
Tainted Love.
Oh, why is this on your love? Why is this on your love?
I haven't finished yet. The goth girl in it. When I was younger, man, did I have a crush on her. You know the one I'm talking about. I know you do already. Everyone's like, yeah, of course we know who she is. Yeah, that was it, really.
That's it, yeah.
So that bird in Tainted Love, fit as fuck, mate. Apparently she's called Kyla Lee. I even looked her up.
Of course. Why not?
Through her window. Now, she ended up like a star in things like Grey's Anatomy and all that.
Oh, wow. Good for her.
Yeah. So now I've got to start watching fucking Grey's Anatomy.
Sucks to be you. Right, there's our 10 things we love about Marilyn Manson. Of course, we are going to follow that up with a 10 things we hate about Marilyn Manson. So make sure you check that out.